What is design thinking? Design thinking is a creative and analytic process that engages a person to experiment, gather ideas, create and prototype models, gather feedback, and redesign. In this illustration, we will be looking at a problem statement, identifying the problem, and giving recommendations using service design tools. The condensed problem statement is how we might help students identify inaccuracy within AI. This statement was identified after a primary research activity into the limitations facing students when they interact with AI. The first stage of the design process is preparatory research. In this stage, researchers spend time on researching the problem at hand, actively engaging with literature, and try to specify the problem. They do not address the topic directly, but they do create a research wall which lists general research gathered and gives some insights. Research from the research wall is used to specify the problem. Research gathered ultimately helps define the problem statement. Researchers now must converge their research into defining the problem description. This was due to the algorithm biases present in AI. The design thinking can now proceed to researching the problem. Researchers usually dive deeper into researching the problem as part of the defining stage. The research wall is used as input and is further investigated to develop deeper insights. This process can take days or weeks depending on how extensive the problem is. For the problem inaccuracies within AI, extensive research is conducted using relevant articles and websites. The most common form of researching into a problem statement is observations and interviews. However, for this assessment, interviews were not conducted. Instead, data is collected during group discussion within team members. Data collection can become overwhelming for many, so it's best to use visualization techniques along with a research wall to make the data more manageable. The most common visualization techniques are empathy maps and formulating personas. These help gather data and facilitate an iterative research process. Personas exemplify different groups of people and their individual characteristics, goals, and tasks. Empathy maps visualize customer experiences happening over time. Designing empathy maps allows researchers to empathize, understand the problems facing customers, and to gain insights. This technique is applied while understanding the students and their feelings when they interacted with AI. Following is an iteration of what an empathy map could look like for a student or the term as a whole. This data was gathered when a team member drew on their own experiencing while interacting with AI. Personas are conceptual tools that represent an aggregated view of intended target users who share common behavioral characteristics. Personas are an important tool in service design and are useful for researchers to actively understand their target users. The following is a proposed person of a population of students that could be interacting with AI. Visualization techniques are used by researchers to analyze data and converge their findings to develop key insights. Key insights can be based on various personas. For example, there can be different groups of students who might have different backgrounds, situations, hence would behave differently. Following are a few key insights gained from an analysis of data collected. The key insights can help researchers move forward in the service design process and focus on the how might be part of the problem statement. If the researchers are not satisfied with the key insights, they can always go back and collect more data. Once they have researched and empathized, the generation of ideas and solutions can commence. The ideation process. The ideation process is straightforward and typically consists of 4 stages. 1. Planning. 2. Idea generation. 3. Idea selection. 4. Documentation. Research teams can approach generating ideas in any number of ways. The first and foremost approach is mind mapping. This technique helps researchers plan their approach to arrive at solutions for the problem. Brainstorming involves all team members to individually assessing and jotting down ideas. They can gather their ideas and start documenting them, even if they are basic or radical in nature. Other ideation methods that researchers can adopt are role playing and sketching. Role playing helps create scenarios to inspire ideas, while sketching situations and scenarios can drive idea generation in a unique way. For this illustration, team members proceeded to sketch scenarios and situations to propose ideas. The accumulated ideas are refined and filtered to identify radical ones and beyond. This is important to do so as there can be similar ideas on the research wall, and this activity helps to condense the list of ideas. Once selected and refined, the research team can begin assessing their contributions to prototyping. Prototyping is the process of testing new ideas to determine whether existing ideas are adequate or additional research is required to generate new ideas. It is an important process in design thinking as it helps reduce uncertainty and aids the team to quickly confirm or reject new ideas. Researchers can begin designing prototypes by establishing the purpose of the prototype. It is important for the team to agree on the specific purpose and what they hope to achieve with the prototype. For this illustration, the team members agreed that they hope to help students overcome inaccuracies within AI. Planning is everything when engaging in prototyping. It is crucial to consider the audience that will be testing the prototypes, which team member is responsible for driving specific parts of the process. For this illustration, the ideas gathered in ideation are refined and the specific personas of groups of students are matched with the ideas they would benefit the most from. It is important to handle research data in such a way that it is manageable for the entire research team and easily accessible. The two main methods of visualization of the research on prototypes are the idea wall and the prototypes themselves. The refined and selected ideas serve as the prototypes for this illustration, agreed on by every team member. Implementation is the final stage of the design thinking process. Research team members dedicate resources and time to the implementation of the prototype selected and identify any constraints encountered. This illustration does not provide any concrete solutions, however, it entails how the service design process is an iterative one and can allow researchers to design solutions.